Brain fog. Brain fog from abuse feels like your brain is swimming in mashed potatoes. You try to think, but everything moves slowly and sticky. Abuse keeps your body stressed all the time. Eventually, your brain gets tired and starts misplacing important thoughts, like where you put your keys or what day it is. What happens here is that stress hormones flood your brain. Cortisol, the main troublemaker, soaks everything until your memory and focus slip. Your hippocampus eventually gets weaker. This is why you might walk into a room and forget why, or stare at an email like it's written in ancient code. Then there's how your brain always stays on high alert. Since your mind is too busy freaking out, it has no energy left for normal thinking. This makes everything in your head unclear, as if you're driving through the thickest fog with smashed fog lights. If the abuse lasts a long time, brain fog becomes the new normal. Your brain rewires itself for survival instead of thinking clearly. That means brain fog isn't you being lazy, it's your brain trying to function while navigating a maze of thoughts and emotions. Ultimately, the abuser turns your brain into a messy desk covered in junk, so by the time you find a clear thought, you're too tired to use it. Triggers intrusive thoughts. When you go through abuse, your brain starts acting like a defective security system that goes off at random times. Suddenly, you're busy trying to enjoy a sandwich. Your mind decides it's time to play an old, painful memory, like a bad commercial break. These intrusive thoughts pop up uninvited, bringing stress, fear, or just an overwhelming urge to launch your brain into the sun. Abuse makes your brain store trauma like a hoarder keeps junk. Instead of filing it away neatly, it shoves everything into a messy pile, making it easy to trip over memories when you least expect it. The worst part is that anything can trigger them. Maybe a certain smell or a song reminds you of the past, and suddenly your brain decides it's time for an emotional roller coaster. You were fine 5 seconds ago, and now you're bracing for impact, like you just stepped on a banana peel. When these thoughts appear, they don't just sit quietly in the corner. Instead, they kick down the door and make themselves at home. Your heart might start racing. Meanwhile, your muscles tense up like you're about to wrestle a bear. These intrusive thoughts don't come out of nowhere because they're echoes of the abuser's control, lingering in your mind like a gum stuck to your shoe, keeping their influence alive long after they're gone. But there's no imminent threat your body is supposed to be worried about. Instead, it's just your brain playing tricks, like an overdramatic director. And trying to ignore intrusive thoughts is like trying not to push a button that says, "Don't push." The more you fight them, the more stubborn they get. Weaken self-awareness. Imagine having an invisible shield that protects you from emotional attacks. But here comes an attack that's as powerful as a nuke that it destroys the shield and makes you vulnerable to everything. That's how abuse works when it weakens your self-awareness. It makes you doubt yourself so much that you could second-guess whether the sky is blue. One moment you feel sure about something, the next you wonder if you imagined it. Over time, you stop trusting yourself and start running on autopilot. That's because abuse works like a sneaky glitch in your brain. If someone keeps telling you your feelings are wrong, you start thinking emotions must be defective. If they rewrite history or deny things they did, your memory turns into a messy desk where nothing is where you left it. Eventually, you feel like you can't even trust your own brain to store the right files. When you stop trusting yourself, you rely on the abuser's version of events. It's like letting someone else hold the remote to your life. Except they keep changing the channel without telling you. This causes your own emotions to get muted. Instead of recognizing when something is wrong, you brush it off. As this keeps going, you lose touch with who you really are. This makes decisions feel like you're staring at a menu all day because you don't even know what you like anymore. Even after the abuse stops, the habit of second-guessing sticks around like a pop-up ad that won't close. You might feel like a stranger to yourself, wondering where the real you went. And the more you lose yourself, the easier it is for the abuser to act like a bad tour guide who convinces you that getting lost is just part of the experience. Sensitivity to rejection. Imagine being so love-struck that you want to ask your crush out on a date. The only thing left to do is to hit that send button on your phone. But here comes your brain acting like the villain of your romance story, telling you to delete the whole text. Not because it knows you'll get rejected, but because it's afraid of rejection. That's one of the effects of abuse. It enhances your sensitivity to rejection, making your brain feel there's always a big red flag of rejection everywhere. But it's not being dramatic on purpose. Instead, it just got used to rejection and now assumes it's around every corner. If someone someone spent years treating you like you weren't good enough, your brain took notes. Now even the tiniest things, like a short reply, a slow nod, a slightly different okay, feel like proof that you're being pushed away. Your brain isn't trying to ruin your day, but just became a little too good at spotting rejection. This happens because the part of your brain in charge of spotting danger works overtime, while the part that calms you down is out for lunch. Your emotions hit the gas, but logic is still tying its shoes. This makes it easy to misread situations. Someone could just be tired, but your brain is already writing a tragic backstory about how they secretly can't stand you. This makes relationships tricky. You might back away to avoid getting hurt, even when nobody's actually pushing you away. Or you might react strongly to tiny things, which makes people confused, and you even more upset. It's like dodging invisible punches and wondering why everyone looks at you funny. What makes things worse is that your abuser never actually told you you're not good enough. Instead, your brain just filled in the blanks and started playing that message on repeat. Increases risk of re-victimization. If someone has been abused before, they are more likely to go through it again. It is not bad luck or some cosmic prank. Instead, it happens because abuse messes with the way the brain handles trust, danger, and self-worth. Think of it like eating something spoiled. If your stomach gets used to bad food, you might not notice when you're eating garbage again. Abuse can make you trust the wrong things. If someone hurt you before and got away with it, your brain might start thinking this is normal. It's like eating burnt toast every morning and calling it your thing instead of realizing you deserve fresh bread. If you've been emotionally abused, insults might start sounding like a regular conversation instead of giant red flags waving in your face. Self-worth takes a hit as well. If someone keeps saying you are worthless, you might start believing it. That makes it easier for the wrong people to stick around. It's like wearing a sign that says low price at a yard sale. The worst buyers show up first. Abuse also messes with how you react to danger. You may start avoiding relationships like they're dodging dodgeballs, or you might find it hard to notice red flags because you've seen too many. If every car alarm in your neighborhood goes off all the time, you stop checking if someone is stealing the car. Then there is trauma. When bad things happen, your brain can react in weird ways. You might freeze up like a computer with too many tabs open. Future abusers might see that as an open invitation. So at the end of the day, you're going to be stuck in a loop of abusive relationships where you keep coming back to your abuser or look for another person willing to turn you into their next emotional punching bag.